What's up guys, KobaltKai here. This video is going to be a little bit different from the normal game development videos because now that I'm an indie developer, I have actually become a lot more immersed and a lot more engaged in what's going on with AI and what's going on in the AAA gaming industry. It's actually kinda disturbing, and Mutahar released a video on it, and I just had to agree with almost everything that he said because it's right. If you guys hear music right now, that's actually thanks to your support on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, and even on YouTube. You guys' support is what motivates me to keep developing this game, and honestly, I'm just happy you guys like my videos. So if you agree with what I have to say in this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, or comment down below or support me. But either way, please also give me feedback on the music that I will be playing. It will very likely be in my game. I just made it myself. Let's get right into it.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. How y'all doing today? We
I can't get enough of that reaction, honestly.
gotta talk about a video game strike, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you've been following the SAG-AFTRA video game strike, basically effective July 26th,
I have no clue who these people are, but for some reason I know this involves the entire gaming industry if they're this big.
at 12:01 a.m., I believe Pacific Standard Time, then you might understand, whoa, Muta, is our video game industry gonna be more delayed than ever? Now to get
Bruh. Oh my gosh. Don't talk to me about delays. We've been waiting like over 10 years for GTA 6, and all they can do is make something that looks like GTA 5. Now personally, I never actually played GTA 5, but that's because as a gamer, I don't like playing a game if I know a sequel might be coming out, but the sequel's not coming out soon. So if like Pokemon's going to come out with a sequel soon, yeah, I'll play that. But if GTA's got this awesome game and awesome graphics where it's on cutting edge, but I know that it's not going to be a few years before another game, I will probably not play it. I'm more likely to play Mirror's Edge actually right now than GTA 6, which is saying something.
give an idea,
That's
video
beside the
games
point.
cost a lot of money to make. Video games, as they are developed, take a lot of time to be produced, okay?
He's right. I'm actually making a game in the middle of this video right now. I'll show you guys actually. I'm literally in the middle of making this game, and something I found out the hard way is that it takes a whole lot of time. What you're looking at on screen is actually some new characters that I'm developing for my own game, Kaiju Chronicles. I started this game about a month ago, and each character I'm making, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and actually even bigger, and now we're at that. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, I don't need a time frame, I just need a quality frame, because as long as it's good and as long as everyone likes it, I can take my time. Because honestly, this has been pretty eye-opening for the video game industry. But now that I'm actually a content creator for video games, I'm starting to notice these companies, they're really just fluffing up the actual time it takes to make the games, and that actually makes me pretty upset.
Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 is a game that I am obviously, like many people, excited for.
Yep,
And
so
Grand
am
Theft
I.
Auto 6 has not come out a year or two after Grand Theft Auto 5.
It has not.
No, it has come out basically a decade after.
The time frame for GTA 6, all things considered, is so insane that if the people making GTA 6 had just hired some of the people that were laid off from World of Warcraft, they probably would have gotten it done at half the time, but it would have taken twice the amount of money. But it's just insane that this game took so long to make, and it really made me stop and look at the gaming industry as a content creator and be like, is this really something I want to wait for when I can make my own game?
Yes, there are entire presidential cycles, world events that are now...
True. Oh my gosh. Barack Obama became a president. Trump became a president. Biden has become a president. That's 3 different presidents in the span it has taken this game to release. Oh my gosh.
happening between a release of a mainstream video game title, okay? Now, obviously, it takes a lot of time because developing a video game involves a serious amount of resources, technical chops, and some advancements that are industry-shattering, at least in GTA's case, where it does take a lot of time to come out.
Honestly.
Now, obviously, I decided to look through SAG-AFTRA and just make...
Hot take before he gets into SAG-AFTRA. I don't think that it takes a lot of innovation to make a video game. I just think that it takes a lot of gameplay to make a video game. You just need a fun video game that's unique. It doesn't have to innovate. It just has to be good. Because if you already know, like, there's something that a lot of people want to play, but you know how to make a better version of it, you don't really have to innovate. You just have to problem solve. And honestly, I think that's what I'm going for in my game. Because, like, a lot of the things I'm planning on doing in Kaiju Chronicles are actually just like based off of what other gaming areas have failed to do. Like Pokemon, what they failed to do with their Pokemon, I actually want to do with Kaiju Chronicles. And Digimon, the ways that they have like Digimon go back to level 0 after like completing a Digivolution, I don't want to ever go through that. I've never played a Digimon game because of that. And honestly, like, it's just making me think like, okay, I don't want to do this, so what can I take from this company and remix so that it's honestly a lot better than what they're currently doing, which isn't pretty hard because these companies, they don't innovate. They don't innovate at all. They just like take what each other's doing and then they just like slap a new coat of paint over it. It's like we already had AI already threatening to steal everything. But anyway.
Make sure if Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6 is not delayed anymore.
Oh my
than
gosh.
It probably already is supposed to be. And according to the SAG-AFTRA people, it is not, okay?
Oh, thank God.
That does not mean that games from Activision, like the next Call of Duty or anything else, or maybe Assassin's Creed, or really any other AAA stuff that gets thrown out with professional SAG-AFTRA actors or personnel, isn't actually, delayed or whatever, okay?
They're an acting company? Wait, they do the voice? Oh my gosh, AI is going to destroy them.
Spikes cause delays. That's just a matter of the situation. The point of it is to obviously stop the entire process until demands are met for the workers, okay? Now, regardless of whatever your opinion are on unions, I personally think having somebody that can negotiate better deals and somebody that can negotiate better conditions is ultimately a good.
Yes.
If I have to wait an extra few months or maybe a year for a game to come out if the person who is working on that game isn't actually working like a fucking slave laborer, then I really don't personally mind, okay?
He's right, honestly. Like, these games nowadays, even like indie development games, it can be so high quality. Like Shovel Knight, Ori, just like all these different kinds of games. Just like I accidentally touched my screen panel on my laptop and it zoomed me down here, but like there should be a strike against EA because they released the Sims 4 update that broke the game completely and released a buggy DLC yesterday. Oh my gosh, that is so true. But like this other person, Rayleigh Wetmelon, like I can talk, KobaltKai, what kind of name is that? Correction, video games do not cost a lot of money. The number thrown around by companies is due to job and wage bloat. That's so true. Like, I am doing so much to build my game right now, and I think I'm moving faster than some of these companies. And I'm just one guy with like a degree in art. I didn't go to college with like a degree in video game development. It's just a degree in art. I do not know how to code. I just went to a software that does the coding for me and looked up tutorials, like 26 tutorials, honestly. So I guess I know how to code, but whatever. Stupid things they can avoid from overspending on and reduce outrageous salaries from studio heads who end up not doing much in the first place. This is way too true. Like, oh my gosh, Mudahar's comment section is so based. Guys, I need you guys to like leave a like, comment, or subscribe or something so that we can have discussions like these. Because honestly, like,
but what is the
it gets pretty frustrating to see these companies just like run themselves into the ground. And like what I often see with these companies is that the fan bases are bloated with ideas. They're like, oh well, Halo 6, have you ever thought of adding this? Or GTA, have you ever thought of adding an update or something? Or just like Pokemon, have you ever thought of like letting your Pokemon actually follow behind you at the same speed the trainer's walking? Because there's a game out there right now, and I'm too lazy to look it up, where the Pokemon does not follow the same speed, and it sucks. And it's just like, there are people who know how to code and how to do this, and they do it for free. They'd actually like make DLC or mods for this, but they keep getting sued by these big companies who are too lazy to hire these people. And it's just like, at what point do you just decide to make your own game so that you don't have to deal with these guys? And that's the phase I'm going through right now with my game development.
Argument about it today, okay? Well, according to the guys over at SAG-AFTRA, this is about artificial intelligence. And I feel like we've talked like basically a lot about AI and shit,
Bruh.
but it is without a doubt one of the biggest issues right now in media.
He's so right. AI protections remain the sticking point. Oh my gosh. Artificial intelligence is actually something I've been trying to avoid a lot of in like my game. Oh my gosh. I can't even properly describe it, but like,
So according to these guys, basically say AI protections are the sticking point. So effectively, what they said is any game looking to employ SAG-AFTRA talent to perform covered work must sign on the new tiered budget independent interactive media agreement, the interim interactive media agreement, or the interim interactive localization agreement.
wow.
And these agreements offer critical AI protections for
Yes.
members.
Thank
Now,
you.
what they said was negotiations
Oh my
actually
gosh.
began all the way back in October 2022.
We
and
need this.
September 24, 2023.
Please.
And while SAG-AFTRA members approved a video game strike with a 98.32% yes vote,
What? Oh my gosh. I didn't believe. Wow, it's not YouTube, so it's not like a 10% viewership, 10% like to dislike ratio, like 14,000 likes to over. Oh my gosh. But like, wow, 98. Who was the 2%? Don't tell me that was a CEO. Don't tell me that it was a CEO or some shareholder who decided to say no. Was it HR? Did HR not want to hire someone? Why did 100% of the company not say yes?
agreements have been reached on many issues important to their members. The employers refuse to plainly affirm in clear and enforceable language.
It was, oh my gosh, it was the contract affiliates, wasn't it? It was the person who made the contract. No, it couldn't have been, like, oh my gosh, I'm like, all of a sudden wired into like why this wasn't 100%, but the reason why is because one of the things I'm struggling with in my game right now, my development's taking a while, is figuring out the voices for my characters. Like, I could do the Pokemon route, which is just adding that blink sound effect and just like having text type out, but that sucks and it completely destroys immersion. But then I could try doing Undertale, and then that just feels a little bit too generic almost for me. But like, it's also stylistic, so I'd have to put my own style on it. Like imagine futuristic sci-fi sound instead of just like the repeated sound effects. Just like that gets pretty frustrating after like the 15th sentence of the introduction screen in some games. And I play a lot of RPGs, so I've seen a lot of introductions, and they all kind of need work.
Protect all performers covered by this contract in their AI language.
We need this.
So right over here, what they've said is we're not going to consent to a contract that allows companies to abuse AI to the detriment of our members.
Thank you so much. After that famous voice actor declined her voice getting like ripped off, and I forgot her name because I don't pay attention to social media that much, but like she declined and then they used her voice anyway, but because it was AI and they could mix it with anyone, they were like, oh hey, we just used a random woman's voice, this is totally a separate woman. Yeah, what the heck, people?
Enough is enough. When these companies get serious about offering an agreement our members can live and work with, we will be here ready to negotiate. Now,
oh, that was made by the president. Okay, I'm sorry, my guy. I thought for a moment it may have been you who said no. Thank you for doing this for the company. Like, you are a godsend right now. I sound like a bot almost talking it like this, but like, can these people just chill? These are not game developers that are trying to pass AI inside of this gaming sphere. These are just tech developers who are upset the game developers are able to make their dream while the tech sector is getting laid off. These are the people who told game developers to learn to code a few years ago, and now the tech industry is getting laid off, and what they're finding is that the game developers are literally able to make their dream and make money off of it. But you can code and do all these website designs, and these people are laying you off because an AI can learn how to code now, and it's just like, can you guys just learn how to protect your own careers instead of attacking our companies? Seriously?
obviously, this doesn't really matter so much for like an actor that is making really good money, like an
like that's just what it feels like. that face.
Outlier in the space. This is more to protect somebody that is a standardized voice actor that, you know, obviously is going, I wouldn't say so much from paycheck to paycheck, but their salary is, you know, pretty standard. Like, you're talking about somebody that's making like, you know, $60,000-$70,000 a year or something of that nature. I don't know so much about voice actor salaries. I'm just saying like a salary where obviously, you know, they're living off of, right? You know, they're not exactly driving the fancy, you know, Bentleys or living in the big mansion or anything of that nature.
I think that the way that voice acting salaries work is that they have you like do it contractually. They don't keep you hired for the game, because like once the game gets out, basically they just be paying you to not voice act anything. So it has to be by contract, but then they also give royalties, like maybe a 5, 10, 15, 50%. I guess it depends on like the priority of the character. So like if you're voice acting a side character, I guess it would be like 10, 15%. But if you're voicing the main character of a AAA game, it better be like 75% or something. I know that's for sure.
This is somebody that obviously is just a working Joe. They voice act for a living and they just want to get fair compensation.
Let me tell you something, like, you guys. If I hire freaking Keanu Reeves to debut as Keanu Reeves, I know that he better be getting 100% of what he'd be making off of his voice acted character. There is no way he should be making any less. And if there's anything less being made by these voice actors, the gaming industry is messed up real bad right now.
Which obviously is what these organizations are built for. Now, I find this a little bit weird because I do distinctly remember earlier this year coming across this mention from SAG-AFTRA where they were like, apparently SAG-AFTRA and Replica Studios introduced groundbreaking AI voice agreement.
No, oh, okay,
so immediately I'm looking at this.
I thought they went back and pulled a...
The new agreement paves the way for professional voiceover artists to safely explore new employment opportunities for their digital voice replicas with industry-leading protections.
No. Are you kidding me? We were so close.
So immediately when I read this too, I think, did the voice actors even really agree to this stuff?
There's no way, because to be a voice actor, you have to be included. There's no way they agreed to this.
And it seems like they might not have, okay? Because honestly, some of the people in this space were like, they don't remember voting on it. And
it's impossible.
If you read this, actual posts they made on their social media, they were getting straight up roasted because it really felt like back then they threw their voice actor fucking part of their guild under the bus.
No, they just got backstabbed. They just got backstabbed so hard. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen something happen like this since that guy got impaled in the Matrix by Keanu Reeves in that sword fight in the chateau.
Okay? So at the end of the day, look, I think for a lot of people who are in the creative space, they absolutely do not want any form of artificial intelligence. And
true, like, let me just say this before I let him continue. AI has nothing to do with creativity. AI is just creatively innovating. You are innovatingly copy-pasting. It looks creative, but what you're actually doing is just like copy-pasting from a bunch of other people, and it's designed to look creative. It's not supposed to be creative. It's supposed to be a tool. Like, this is why the only people who should use AI in the gaming industry are the game developers who have predefined assets from out of their own games. They should not be able to take AI elements from off the internet and add it to their own games, because that's basically everyone's software. Like, imagine someone take like Yoshi from Nintendo and they decide to make an AI character based off of it. Now, I might add a character based off of Yoshi in my games, and let me just show you guys like the kind of thing I'm doing. Like, in my game, what I'm doing is I'm just like taking characters. This is a Tanuki design that was recommended by someone, but like I'm just taking characters that are from previous games that I wanted to do. Like, this is actually inspired from American Dragon, and it's like 90% similar to Jake Long from American Dragon, but he doesn't have black hair right here where his fin is, and his wings are actually like, his wings are tan instead of being red. Like, this is 100% inspired from American Dragon, and this is 100% Nunu from like League of Legends. But what I'm doing is I'm finding ways to innovate. Like, I might change the horns, I might just have him be like a cat or a bear or something. But like, what I'm doing is I'm taking the gameplay and I'm taking the design and creating something original based off of it. And let me just like get rid of the horns to show you guys real quick. Ooh, wow. But like, if I get rid of the horns, this does not look like Willem. This looks like an original character, 100% like an original character. Without the horns, you cannot tell that this was inspired by League of Legends. And I may or may not get rid of them, but like, honestly, like, this is why we need to like probably have these people kicked out of the gaming industry. They don't know what they're talking about. And before I forget, I'm redirecting OBS back to Mudahar. Like, I keep interrupting so much because I'm so like heated about this. Like, I'm a game developer now, so I know what it's like to have AI threatening to copy your content, but like,
just to show you how
take it away, Muda.
fucked this industry is right now, we are one lawsuit away from the entire industry, at least in like artificial intelligence crashing,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we are.
Like, if you look at this, is just a taste of cases.
Oh my
You've
gosh.
got Alter versus OpenAI.
We started as 3 separate
Okay, what
cases.
started as 3 separate cases brought by 3 different author groups has been consolidated into one action against OpenAI and Microsoft. Okay?
Thank you.
What they said was they were alleging that
Wait a minute. Against Microsoft. Microsoft was behind oh wow, Microsoft owns. Oh my gosh. Well, now I really am glad I'm making my own game, because Microsoft also had this massive outage as of late, and if their products are all going to be service-based, I don't plan on playing any Microsoft games anymore. And that's saying something, because I grew up with Microsoft.
Microsoft and OpenAI were liable for copyright infringement arising from the use of plaintiffs' works to train the AI models, right?
They really did this. Wow. I told you guys, like, did I not tell you guys previously? Like, I don't think I did, but the lawsuits, when you use AI content anywhere online, it is already ruled by the Supreme Court that it is not copywritten. You cannot copyright it. This means that you do not have the power or the right to protect anything you make from AI, and you're not honestly making it. The computer is, which says a lot, but like, I've made AI images before to conceptualize like different designs, and then I've taken those designs and created completely different characters from it. But like, the thing is, I realized those designs are not original, and I don't ever plan on using them in any content. I was just testing it out to see how far AI's come, and it's pretty disturbing. Not because the AI's like gotten to a point where you can't tell, because the AI will tell you. The AI, it's in the script you use. But it's because of the amount of delusionment that the people using the AI can get. They're like, oh, hey, I made this by typing it in the keyboard. No, you didn't. I'm an artist with a bachelor's in art. I typed this in the keyboard too, and I can say I 100% did not create this. It was the AI.
Right? And then, of course, you got Anderson versus Stability AI, which are visual artists, filed this class action alleging direct and induced copyright infringement, DMCA violations, false endorsement, and trade dress claims.
Trade dress claims. I don't even know what that is. Wow.
Based on the creation and functionality of Stable AI, Stable Diffusion. And news publications like New York Times versus
New York Times sued Microsoft. What?
It's Microsoft, where the New York Times basically alleged that millions of its copyrighted works were used to create LLMs, large language models, of Microsoft's Copilot and OpenAI's ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There are over billions of newspapers released by New York Times. There are over billions of newspapers. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Which basically these AI tools generate verbatim New York Times content, closely summarize it, mimic its expressive style, and falsely attribute outputs to the New York Times. So it's to a point where the AI is so good at mimicking them that sometimes misinformation gets spread that it might be the New York Times stating something.
They're putting the New York Times misinformation in their games. Is like, what? Imagine like Call of Duty or even Overwatch, and just like it goes dystopian, like it wasn't already in some cases, and just like there's this newspaper that blows up introducing the introduction of the game or something, and it just has New York Times in the top left corner. That would be so insane.
When it really isn't. And if you think Microsoft is the only one immune to it, remember, NVIDIA is an artificial intelligence corporation as well. Even Nazemian and Dubus versus NVIDIA Corporation, where two groups of authors basically filed related class action complaints against NVIDIA, alleging that NVIDIA copied the authors' copyrighted books without their permission to train its agreements, its actual LLM, and allege that whenever an LLM generates text output in response to a user prompt, it is performing a computation.
Yes, not a computation, not a creation. Something that none of these companies or some of these content creators, some of these false content creators online understand. You guys, we need we need this on mainstream media, because what we're going to have soon is a bunch of, and I hate to say it, we might have a bunch of TikTokers or kids taking like AI images of like the president, Biden or Trump or whoever, honestly, it doesn't matter to me, just like, and they're going to use them as their VTube character. Imagine that, just like, and it seems silly right now, but think of how many people in their follower base or anyone's follower base, like Keanu Reeves even, or anyone who just has this large outcrop who are following. Just imagine finding out that they're suddenly on TikTok. Like, you guys remember that moment in the Bible where the Lord is like, they will say he's in the desert and do not go there. Like, there are going to be people that are going to be trying to take the image of Jesus, or at least an image of what they think is Jesus, and they're going to try to be like, I worked with Jesus and I went out to the desert and I made an ocean. Like, what the actual F? And there are actual kids that might already try this now, but it's ridiculous. I'm so sorry, Muda. I left you on the funniest, probably, thumbnail image.
With the goal of imitating the protected expression ingested from the training dataset. Now, I want to preface this all by saying that I'm a huge fan of technology, okay? I love, technology. I love advancements and whatnot.
Yeah.
Person like me should probably be like, artificial intelligence is super cool. We're able to do some really cool things with AI these days.
Honestly.
For anybody that doesn't know, NVIDIA, speak of the devil here, created what is known as the RTX Remix, which literally allows you to play older, PC games.
Oh, wow.
Re-updated
that looks
through the
cool.
use of artificial intelligence, right? Where you can have things like...
Too bad it wasn't made by human hands, then it would look better. If it were made by human hands, it will look better. Why did they think of this? They could have 100%... Guys, it doesn't make sense from a corporate level to have AI remake a game that fast, because what it does is it destroys the hype cycle. Like, if any of you watch Netflix, and when Invincible came out, or Avatar or whatever, or even Arcane, the hype cycle is the cycle of the releasing of content to get people's hopes up. Like, you release a portion and then you're like, okay, it's going to be 2 months or 2 weeks or whatever before the next time comes out, and it completely rides up the hype. And because Netflix disrespected the hype cycle, it destroyed JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's Stone Ocean. That generated almost no hype. It died down instantly. It just killed everything. The thing that game companies need in order to last a long time during these long periods of development, like GTA 6, is hype. They need people to be hyped up over their game being developed. And if you have AI just going forward on this project that could have been a 2 to 3 month project of just updating a simple game like this, and you have it instantly released, everyone's like, oh, hey, that's cool, maybe I'll play it for 5 seconds, but if you don't even discuss the features in the game, it doesn't make sense. I'm not just talking as an indie developer. I'm technically the CEO of my Patreon, actually. I'm an art commissioner and an animator. This does not technologically or economically make any sense. This is corporate suicide. Who would be dumb enough to just take AI and just instantly copy something when you could just milk your audience? No offense to you guys, because I wouldn't want to do this to you guys. I want to make the best content possible. But for these old companies, even Pokemon did not do this with their remakes. Think of that. Nintendo makes some pretty interesting and stupid decisions sometimes, but when they make their remakes, what they did is they cooked it. They let the hype come up, and because of that, they sold a lot better than if they had just released it. But with this AI, they're just popping it out there. Why should I go play this? That game looks pretty interesting, actually. The game looks pretty interesting, but I'm also developing my own game right now, and GTA 5 looks a lot better than this. GTA 5 looks so much better than this. I don't even care about what I'm looking at right now.
Created textures. So games like Need for Speed Underground 2 actually look like they're running on modern rendering engines, all through the power of artificial intelligence, machine learning.
That looked like garbage, Muda. I'm sorry, but there's no way I'd want to play that. I'm sticking to Rocket League.
And of course, the brilliant minds over at NVIDIA. You know, you've got a lot of mods that come out where, you know, basically the modding community has taken famous voice actors and used artificial intelligence to effectively create, you know, full-on single-player DLC expansions. And
oh my gosh, yes. You see, this is exactly why I say these companies are going to start, like, probably trying to copyright, like, all these different content creators. Like, it's only a matter of time with AI and how easy it is before, let's say that even just kids find out ways to make video games online based off of all the pre-existing content from the mini games before. And these companies find out that at one point they were using content creation, they were using AI to steal content, but now their content's being stolen from, and nobody wants to play their game because they released it at $60, and then Joe Schmo with some $1,000 computer, someone like me who doesn't want to be an average consumer spending $60, just goes forth and they just like take this AI service. They pay like $100 a month or $100 a year or just one time. They create some game and then they're like, oh hey guys, this is GTG, Grand Theft Global instead of Grand Theft Auto, and it sells for $5 on Steam, and it has your Steam assets just retextured with AI. And what they find is they have to sue every single game developer who used the trademarks, and there's no way they're going to be able to keep doing this. They're not realizing it. They're shooting themselves in the foot. And like, this is why as an indie developer, I'm not using AI at all. Like, let me show you, let me like play some music for you guys. This is actually music that I have in my game right now. I'm going to like load my game in the background and just like, what you guys are hearing right now is actually my game music. This is 100% my game music.
Something that I guess it would really matter to the consent of what artist approves and how much of their AI synthetic voice should be used, right? But that's really where we're kind of sitting at. You know, we're at a point where there are
entire guys, I made that so fast. I went to college and like I have a forte in music. I've been playing the piano for over 20 years. I made that song in less than half a day, and it wasn't used with AI at all. That was my first time using synthwave as an instrument, and like, it's so easy to make this content if you just look up the if people would just look up the time to do this. You guys would never be this bad. I trust you people because you support me, and I'm not that bad. But like, this is pretty ridiculous.
Games like Grand Theft Auto Sindako Chronicles, like a PSP full like a
100 new missions written. Oh my gosh, 60 story missions, 18 additional missions, 15 rampages, 15 unique stunts, 64 hidden packages, 20 snapshots, and AI voiceover. You mean I can sound like Keanu Reeves without paying Keanu Reeves for $60 of gameplay? What?
Like an update, like a full...
Wow, it's almost like I just called this.
DLC-sized expansion that uses artificial intelligence.
They even have Easter eggs. What is this? Wow.
Generated voices. So we're at a point where obviously if you're in this business, you know, a lot of the fan games are using your material.
Yeah.
How long is it until big companies...
Guys, like, think of the Sonic fan base. There's a Sonic fan base and there's a Pokemon fan base. And like the Pokemon fan base, they already have like tenacious moderators and like they have mods for like Poke MMO, and I play Poke MMO, honestly. It's just a combination of all the classic games put together before they went 3D. Like, imagine if someone took the time to just like make the sprites of the characters from all the 3D games and they just like added an AI addition to it, just like a mod or something. That would be absolutely insane. Like, This is exactly why I say these companies can't keep getting away with this. Pretty soon, like, they won't be able to be companies because all these other AI content creators will just make better versions of a game they just released, and with all the computations, they can just release it immediately.
Like Take-Two, like Activision, decide, yeah, we could probably save a lot of money if instead of hiring a voice actor, we just start using synthetic voices. So let's just say, for example, you're playing something like Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Yeah.
There is no shot, in my opinion, that the main characters or the supporting cast, or really anybody that's on camera in that game, is going to be replaced with AI anytime soon.
Honestly.
Artificial intelligence doesn't capture the expressive motions and cadences that human voices have, right?
Until someone adds a program called expression.exe plugin, which I know personally as someone who uses music, I could actually probably code myself if I learned how to code. Like, it is right around the corner. It just takes one scumbag who does not understand the precarious situation the industry is in. And we already have thousands of scumbags online.
However, imagine if you're just walking through the streets of Vice City or Leonida at some point in the future, right? And if if Take-Two was using AI, you know, I would imagine that gaming companies would probably use AI voices on like a passing by NPC. Somebody that you don't listen to, obviously.
They can't do it. This is going to sound like an Asmongold moment because I'm smiling right now behind my camera. They can't do it. I'll tell you guys why they can't do it. It's because in the same vein that we have AI technology right now, pretty soon we're going to have AI tracking technology that's going to start tracking whose voice was used where, and they're probably going to also be AI worms, like viruses or spyware, that's going to go into the source code of the app or the software and figure out what was actually, they're going to look up what was actually put into the prompt. There are very likely be YouTubers. I cannot say I'll be one of them because I don't want to do something illegal, but there might be YouTubers who will just be paid to hack into games by these people and see if this person's actual name was typed in and if there are actual voice lines left by them in the program of the game. There will be hackers paid to hack into these games and see if like Keanu Reeves EXE or Markiplier EXE or even Mutahar EXE is just like used inside of a game or something. Like, imagine the voice actor for Mario or Ash Ketchum being used inside a Pokemon game. Imagine a Pokemon game with actual Ash Ketchum's voice inside of it. That would sell like hotcakes, and Nintendo would sue faster than lightning to have it taken down. But like, these companies don't realize that they can't stop what they're starting.
They're just there in the background. You like subconsciously pick up what they're saying. Obviously, for artificial intelligence, being of slightly lower quality, or yeah, just straight up lower quality, wouldn't really matter in that space. Now, would it? Imagine if you're a company like Activision, and instead of paying for a video game worker or somebody to actually generate a 3D asset, which I don't believe SAG-AFTRA even covers in this situation. So if you're somebody working in like the creative space, making assets or 3D models, you might end up being replaced by Activision at some point. They might.
It really doesn't seem like they do, but like, you guys, we are closer to like 3D artwork actually being copied by AI than I'd like to even describe. All it takes is one hacker to any of these games, Overwatch, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and all they have to do is go into the code and find the character models, and then go into the source code of the reverse export, like a reverse export software that calculates how many vectors would be required to move the character in this manner, and then they just like combine the character's physical appearance with another one from another game, and they just like say that they have their own character after that. Like, it will be an interesting thing in VR to have your own AI generated character, like, but it would be insane in games, and it's possible. Like, I know because I've grown up with technology. It's actually possible for them to do this right now, and this is why I started getting into game development and why I'm not using 3D characters in my 2D game. Well, this is why I'm using 2D characters in my 3D game, because like, I don't want people like copying vector animations from my game, just like, because think of it honestly, the dynamic poses and whatnot from epic game genres. Just imagine like someone using that in a completely random spin-off and they take off because they happen to wait until the perfect time to release, but you had to rush it out because you have paid employees. This sucks.
Might be able to generate gun skins for Call of Duty.
Yes.
Where they can generate these skins, and instead of even paying an artist to create that skin, they can just shit these out at a higher volume per season.
Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm talking. This is exactly why I'm making my own game. You guys have seen my game, right? You guys have seen my game. It's only been in development for like a month, for a literal month. This is about all I have right now. Just this. And like, if I were just completely honest, like if I were to like, it would be absolutely insane if I went into the gaming industry, because there are people out there who are paid to draw less than this. There are people who design Pokemon that look worse than this guy. There's Pokemon that look even less defined than this. Like this guy even. I can name almost 100 Pokemon off the back of my mind right now who look worse than this. Cyndaquil, Totodile, Squirtle, Voltorb, Moltres almost. Moltres actually looks pretty fire, literally. Just like Abomasnow looks pretty bad, honestly. Just like, even Charizard's actually pretty fire. Charizard's pretty fire. But like, I'm getting off topic, but what I'm saying is just like, this is just how easy it is for these kind of things to just like go off the rails right now, and it's insane. Like, they need to be stopped.
And obviously, people will buy them. Have you seen the amount of people purchasing skins in a video game online?
I would.
Insanity. One of the things that makes me wonder if this is even going to like play in the favor of these union strikers, because at the end of the day, right, like this is just one test footage that you can see from Ubisoft where they're actually showing one of their new chat AI based NPCs. So in this test room, they've got an NPC where you can interact with them, and I'm sure this is using...
This looks horrible. This looks so bad. Nope, no, there's no, guys, this is technological Batesian mimicry. Batesian mimicry is when something in nature tries to mimic something that's superior by trying to look as much as like the superior version as possible. This is like the king snake resembling an actual extinct version of snake that was actually poisonous. Like, this is 100% technological Batesian mimicry. This character, and I'm just going to remind this, can you imagine standing in front of someone in real life who looks like this guy looks high. This guy looks like he got punched in the face. This eye is swollen. This guy is not making eye contact with you. He's not moving his mouth, and he's not even being engaging. But he looks like he just got beat up so bad, and he's looking at a cop or someone who's pointing a gun at him, and he's trying to like defuse it. All he needs is his hands up, and he just has to not make eye contact so that he's not like trying to look like he's going to do something if they lower their gun. Like, this is insane. This is so dumb. This is so unrealistic. I could do better with 2D characters. Like, you guys see my avatar, my characters. Like, I could do better than this. This $1 million company. This is garbage.